My name is Brittany Fisher Brown, and my presentation will be on multiple sclerosis, also known as MS. I put a short YouTube video on here that sums up MS, and when it's done, I will go over the main points. Oops.
Many countries around the world will be spreading awareness on multiple sclerosis, or MS, a disease that affects millions of people worldwide. But what exactly is multiple sclerosis? MS primarily affects the central nervous system, which consists of the brain, spinal cord, and optic nerve. Just about everything you do depends on this system functioning properly, from breathing to moving and even watching YouTube videos. And these actions are all facilitated by neurons throughout your body, cells which we've talked about many times in our previous videos. These neurons are able to send signals all throughout the body at incredible speeds, in part because of the fatty coating that surrounds them, something called myelin or the myelin sheath. This myelin insulates the impulses and allows the nerve signals to reach their destination. However, in the case of MS, this is where the issues occur. The immune system is designed to fight off disease from viruses, bacteria, parasites, or other agents, and does so by distinguishing these things from healthy tissue. But in the case of MS, the immune system ends up attacking the myelin in what is classified as an autoimmune disorder. This process of demyelination can lead to a buildup of scar tissue, hence the word sclerosis. The CNS then becomes unable to send and receive signals properly. Messages traveling along the neurons may be slowed down, distorted, or stopped altogether. Because of the varying locations and nature of demyelination, the symptoms of MS are incredibly diverse. They can range from muscle weakness to decreased coordination, fatigue, vision problems, numbness, or even paralysis, though an MRI scan of the brain to look for lesions or scarring is integral to diagnosis. For some, the symptoms come as acute episodes, while others experience more chronic and permanent symptoms which worsen over time. At this point, no true cause or cure is known. While potential links to environmental factors, viral infections, and genetics have been found, studies are ongoing and not yet conclusive. And while there has been a lot of work towards not only alleviating some of the symptoms but slowing their progression, sadly, these treatments do not work for all MS sufferers. Ultimately, bringing light to this issue in an effort to support and fund research is an incredibly important step to erasing MS. And though many of us will never truly understand the challenges of living with MS, we can work together to raise awareness.
Okay, that's basically it for that. Multiple sclerosis is an autoimmune disease that affects the central nervous system. Since the nervous system controls most of your body, a lot of different body functions are affected with each case of MS. The parts affected, the early signs are blurred vision, thinking problems, weakness in arms or legs, clumsiness, numbness and tingling, bladder problems or bowel problems. This means like constipation or urine incontinence, unusual sensations like tingling in the fingers and toes, fatigues, muscle spasms, sexual issues like erectile dysfunction, speech problems like slurred speech, other vision problems, and also the eyes becoming lazy, trouble walking, and vertigo. Multiple sclerosis is a serious disease that is still a mystery to many. The cause is unknown. Researchers believe that it is an autoimmune disease where the body's immune system attacks its own tissue, which destroys the myelin and affects the nerve fibers in the brain and spinal cord. And that was according to the Mayo Clinic staff in 2014. Researchers believe that multiple sclerosis causes the body to attack the myelin. As a result, messages sent to body parts and organs can be delayed or impaired. So far, there's been no exact explanation, but according to the Multiple Sclerosis Society, it's been linked to genetics. Like if someone in your family has it, you can have it also. Childhood infections, they're saying like catching certain viruses, your nationality, and environmental, but none of these things have been proven yet. They're all just evidence-based assumptions on similar factors of people that have MS. And since they don't know an exact cause, there are no cures. Basically, the treatment just focuses on recoveries from attacks and slowing the progression of the disease and managing all the symptoms that come with it. They do injections and plasma exchanges treatments, and they also doctors will prescribe autoimmune disease medications, since that's what they think it is, like the same medications that you would take with lupus and things. And the injections actually reduce the lesions on the brain. When they look at an MRI, it will show lesions, different lesions on the brain. Depending on what part of the brain they're on is, usually what the MS is affecting, what they're having symptoms for right then. Short-term consequences are temporary vision loss, tingling in limbs, spastic bladder, which can mean incontinence, not being able to empty the bladder all the way, constipation, loss of balance, fatigue, pains, and muscle spasms. Often when people are experiencing these symptoms is when they actually go in to get checked, and that's when they end up finding out that they have MS. Long-term consequences can be cognitive issues or short-term memory loss. They won't remember certain things that you just told them, or people that they just met, or can't comprehend certain things, and they can go blind, and due to the bladder issues, they could permanently have to have a catheter to empty the bladder. Loss of mobility, being able to move certain ways, and paralysis, which they can, I've seen cases where they've been paralyzed from the neck down. And basically, the support, you can find local support groups in your area. They have the Multiple Sclerosis Society, MS Connection, which is a website, and they also have a magazine that you can subscribe to. And basically these organizations are different resources for family and people suffering from MS. They can get more information from them, different treatments, new discoveries that they're coming out with, and that's basically it. My references were the Mayo Clinic, WebMD, and the National MS Society. Thank you.